scatters when you play the beat, A brainiac, in fact,
Now press rewind.
Welcome to Brainsqueezereactions, myself, Mark Hector. What are we reacting to now? Tupac. Why? Because it's Sunday and I react to Tupac. That's what we do. And it's the #1 reaction channel for Tupac Shakur. I realized that for a while I haven't actually reacted to Tupac Shakur in interviews. Okay? I've been reacting to people talking about Tupac, including Funkmaster fucking Flex that I've just literally done now. But I just thought, you know what? This one popped up. I haven't seen Tupac's face just articulating and doing his magic in a while. So it's a 2pac MTV interview. It's got ban on there, but it also says unreleased outtakes as well. So this is what we do on a Sunday. It's all about chilling. Well, it's about chilling now anyway. That's the last fucking one I just did. It's all about chilling, and it's about understanding where Tupac's mindset was at, and it's all about education. So let's jump in there. Comment section is for love. It's not for hate. Haters, go fuck yourself. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna double them, but give me more volume in the headphones. As loud as possible without killing.
A very special Christmas volume 2.
I got it. Hold on now. I got it. Play the beat. Okay, let's get serious. First of all, it's not a joke. It's very serious. Christmas album, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad. We just want to send this out to my man right now.
Nice. That made me laugh at this.
Tell me, how do you pronounce your name?
Tupac.
Tupac.
Remember, like two and Pac like pocket. You won't go wrong.
That's crazy. Whoever that interviewer is. Sorry, can you just remind me your name again? A name that you're never gonna forget moving forward, my friend.
Tell me, how do you pronounce your name?
Tupac.
Tupac.
Remember, like two and Pac like pocket. You won't go wrong. Just Tupac.
Good. Looking good.
Oh no.
What's your best Christmas memory?
Let me see. When I thought we didn't get any gifts for Christmas, I was in Baltimore. I thought we didn't get nothing. It was a knock on the door. My sister's principal from her school came, and they had like this charity, whatever, where they give like the turkey to the poor family on the block. We was the poor family. So we got this turkey. I got some cheap boots, you know, got a little cheap trinkets. But on Christmas, you want as many trinkets as possible. And so I got a whole bunch of little tiny things. It was cool. We got free cheese, free beans, free butter, free everything. All that little government surplus stuff. But on Christmas, you need it. I mean, as opposed to us having an empty refrigerator, empty nothing. So I just remember when it first came, you know, and it's always like a Christmas carol playing around Christmas time on somebody's TV. And I just remember that first feeling, like really feeling like, you know, dang, this is Christmas. You know, this is like the give thing. The give thing. That's when I used to feel the sorriest for my mother. It's because there was no man there, you know, and this is a woman, my mother. She had to tell us, you know, she had to make it like Mary, and there was nothing there. There wasn't even regular dinner, let alone Christmas dinner, you know, and she had to, like, explain to us how, like, I mean, it's so hard to sell that all we need is each other's speech, especially when your stomach hurts, you know, and she's telling us that as our stomachs go, she's like, all we need is each other, and some meat. But I thought it was just so beautiful how she just would be strong and she would do it. And she would never use that time to go, your fathers are really jerks, you know, they really left me here. But they did. Our fathers really did leave her. And I mean, our fathers, like my father, my sister's father, different fathers, but they really did leave us. And, you know, they didn't call on Christmas to help my mother explain why the hell we ain't get no gifts. They was just like, you know, with they woman, wherever they was, being big shotty, being Santa Claus to somebody else's kids. And so, I mean, no love taken from my father, God rest his soul, but, I mean, I got it. He better not expect nothing big on Christmas.
Tell me about.
That was funny. The end part on that. He better not expect nothing big from Christmas. Whenever he talks about his mom, I don't know, there's just something that's, he always goes deep. He won't just go, yeah, I love my mama. That's it. You know, the dude did a whole track that everyone can relate to when you're talking about your ma as well, for those of you that can find that connection. But just whenever he's talking about his mum, it just goes into a new world, and I just feel like I learned so much about his mum, and I don't even know her. I don't think I've ever even seen her on a video yet. I'm 100% certain I haven't seen her on a video. I don't think I've reacted to his mum at all. Have I, in an interview? I don't remember it at all, but you almost feel like you know what she's been through and the fact that she was a fucking strong individual.
I mean, I got it. He better not expect nothing big on Christmas.
Tell me about some of the special things that someone growing up in the inner city in your situation or deals with.
Okay. Man, it's like, that's deep. It's like, when you born, usually you're born into a dynasty or an empire, right? You're born like as a junior or, you know, following in your father's footsteps. You always tell, oh, your father, he did this, or oh, your father, or your grandfather, he did this, or we got this, or the family heirlooms. There's none of that in the outer city. I call it the outer city because we left out. There's nothing. We don't get any family heirlooms, the family crest, all that stuff that you would think is so important was meaningless because I mean, come on. Our family crest was cotton, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, it's like the only thing we can really leave behind is culture, is music, you know, and dignity and determination. That's what we had. So it's like, I feel as though I'm cheated because instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start one. Instead of me, you know.
Come on. Everything he's saying there, that there's no heirlooms to leave behind. There's only culture. It's what he's saying through the music and everything. But this
it's like,
part here.
Man, it's like the only thing we can really leave behind is culture, is music, you know, and dignity and determination. That's what we had. So it's like,
buzz.
I feel as though I'm cheated because instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start one.
Instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start one. How old is he here? How old is he in 92? What I'm going to say, 20, 21? Maybe 20, 21, something like that, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not old. Who says stuff like that?
Because instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start one.
That's
instead
crazy.
of me, you know, doing a good job and carrying on the empire, I have to build one.
Oh,
and that's
fuck off. Instead of me building an empire, and instead of me, carrying on an empire, I have to build one.
Instead of me, you know, doing a good job and carrying on the empire, I have to build one. And that's a hell of a job for a 21-year-old. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a job for any youngster, male or female.
Yeah.
To have to build an empire for your family.
But you did it,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? And it's like, especially when the odds is that, you know that somebody else who lives in the inner city, the real inner city, suburbia, who, when he's born, 16, he gets a car, automatic. You know, there's money in the bank for college. You know, it's Christmases, go to vacation somewhere. Our vacations was down the street, cross town, grandma house. You know what I'm saying? That was the vacation. Or, you know, or jail, to be even more real. And I hate to make this like sad story, but it's real. Because this world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in the ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, you know, I feel like instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's down, bad whitey, bad whitey. All right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, we've been slighted. And we want ours. And I don't mean by like ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we passed that. But we need help. For us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help. Because we have been here, we have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You know, you dressed up in jewels. Now America's got jewels, and they paid and everything, and they lending money to everybody except us. And it's like, you know, everybody need a little help on their way to being, you know, self-reliant. If this is...
Imagine being this interviewer, just sitting there listening to that. I wonder how much, given the fact he didn't even remember his fucking name to start with, but we'll allow that for the minute. I just want to imagine, because obviously he's going to have no recollection of, no knowledge of who Tupac is, what he's going to create, not the 21. He's just listening to this individual. I wonder if it hit him as hard as it's hitting me or you as we're watching this. Not knowing, he's probably just thinking, it's just another dude just talking bollocks. And he's not really listening, he's just waiting to ask his next question. Or was he sitting there just like, holy crap, this dude, man, 21. And he's spitting poetry in every answer. That to me is fucking mind-blowing.
Thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You know, you dressed up in jewels. Now America's got jewels, and they paid and everything, and they lending money to everybody except us. And it's like, you know, everybody need a little help on their way to being, you know, self-reliant. I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it, and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. And if there's a white person who got money, then he need to help them. He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it need to be real. And it need to be before we all die, and then you say, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, you know, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for $36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid.
No one should be hitting 36 million. We got people starving in the streets.
And that's when God make you punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, you know, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for $36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1,000,000 billion and then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks.
There's no way that these people can own planes when there's people that don't even own houses.
And then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants. I know you're rich. I know you got $40 billion, but can you just keep it to one house? You only need one house. And if you only got 2 kids, can you just keep it to 2 rooms? I mean, why have 52 rooms and you know there's somebody with no room? It just don't make sense to me. It don't. And then these people celebrate Christmas. They got big trees, huge trees, all the little trimmings. Everybody got gifts, and then somebody's starving. And they're having a white Christmas. They're having a great Christmas, eggnog and the whole 9. That's not fair to me.
The white Christmas was a nice touch on that as well. You know, whenever he's talking and you can feel the tension building. Now, throw on the top of here this whole East Coast, West Coast situation that he went through where he was in that elevator after being shot. The door's open. You're looking at whoever there, Bad Boy Records, whoever's there, okay? And you're feeling at this moment, I've been set up by you. He was always a ticking time bomb of a backstory of nothing but pressure and warrior and having to fight for everything that was going on. Constant, even before he was born. His mother doing that. So the backstory to your backstory is full of that. Keep going back over several generations of slavery and this is all building up. Genetically, it follows in the DNA. It influences your thinking, whether you think it or not. That's how gazelles just know to walk as soon as they're born. There's some factors in there. And then you're born with this straight into that world of survival. Build up. That moment of being shot, that moment those doors open, that moment that you're in hospital and you're repairing and this, that, and the other. And then it's like the lid came off. And Tupac just went, fuck that. And then all of a sudden, these songs, they've gone from the political, as far as I can hear, like Brenda's Got a Baby is the only one I've heard from the Tupacalypse Now album. As far as I know, that's the only one I've heard so far. You know, it's very political led. It's talking about stuff that he was educated from his mum. Very educated. Maybe a couple of disses towards there, but nothing heavy. Bang! This new one comes out. This album comes out and it's like, right, you're fucking having it now. And not only you having political Tupac, who's knowledgeable as fuck, but you've now got this dude whose lid has popped. And that's why his music was fucking emotionally phenomenal. But it was built off a logic of backstory of constant survival. Everything he says there, being hungry, basic needs, physiological needs that your body gets. You're always in survival. Pop.
They're having a great Christmas, eggnog and the whole nine. That's not fair to me. I think that when there's hopelessness, people revolt. Because it's like there's nothing that's like, you know, it's like we're going, is America gonna help us ever? You know, because I mean, we know for a long time they haven't. Are they ever? And it's like all these things are showing us no. And you know there's somebody going, no, they're not gonna help you. No, they're not gonna help you. And then of course, we seeing, no, they're not helping us. All BS aside, it all comes down to we gotta survive. I mean, even warriors put their spears down on Sundays. We got to survive here in this country. Because I'm not going back to Africa. We got to survive here. And for us to survive here, white folks, black folks, Korean folks, Mexican folks, Puerto Ricans, we got to understand each other. We got to take a bigger chance. And when I say Americans, people think I'm talking about Uncle Sam. I mean, like, actually Uncle Sam with the gray hair and the flag. I mean, you, the guy, you know, you, the mechanic, wherever, you. I mean, you need to do something. You need to check yourself and see how racist you are. You know what I'm saying? It's real.
Fucking hell. Man, I can only agree. Because over the past 7 to 8 months of listening to Tupac and Education, fuck, I've gone through some ringers in the comment section of people that are being dicks. And the ironic thing, I said a rant on the Funkmaster Flex interview or rant that he had. I did the song I'm Not Racist, and the amount of people getting pissed off that I was taking the side of the black gent that was there. And people getting so mad about that. Still in the comment section, you can go check it out for yourself. Getting so mad about that. But yet you've got someone here that has more lived experience and more education of what is needed to make massive changes, saying exactly what I've been trying to do, which is educate. I'm not putting myself as a martyr. I'm saying that I'm taking the advice, and the comment section is educating and people are sharing stuff. There's loads of people out there that wanted to help. You know, part of this fucking culture that has gone through some shit, but still going, all right then, Hector, you got a platform, man. Here's some videos for you to watch, man. Here's some shit for you to listen to. Here's Scarface. Here's the uncle of culture rap. Listen to that. Educate, acknowledge. And I try and do that. But yeah, I'm getting slated for it. I'm getting slated when the education gets in, like, oh shit, that makes sense. And then I noticed it when I was rewatching the I'm Not Racist track, and I thought, fuck, how different would that have been 9 months ago, watching that? Whose side would I have taken? I know myself, and I wouldn't have taken a side, but I wouldn't have lent so hard in one way. It would have been a 50-50 like everybody else in those comment section, probably spitting feathers at those who lent either way. Whereas now I'm looking at that black gent that's in there and I'm thinking, he's fucking right. He's fucking right. Other than the pants hanging off his ass, I just was raised to dress appropriately. But even then, like I said before, there's probably a story for that I could educate myself and I go, okay, that's the reason why his pants are hanging down by his fucking knees. It needs to be there. But the point here is education. Fucking hell, Tupac, man, I've missed you, bro. I've missed you in the interviews. You're a legend.
I think that people, not only the rich people have responsibility.
My apologies, it's changed the quality. I'm just going to crank it down just a little bit. I'll sort out the audio when I do the editing.
The mechanic, wherever, you. I mean, you need to do something.
Yeah,
you need
right,
to check yourself and see how racist you are. You know what I'm saying? It's real. I think that people, not only the rich people have responsibility to give, but the not so rich, because
poor to me is without nothing. Like when people say, oh, I was poor, I seem like everybody black has the right to be poor now. That's not true. Poor is not just for black folks. I think that rich black people need to give to poor white folks. You know what I'm saying? And poor Korean people. Whatever. It's not like a color. And this is for real. It's not a color thing. Because what's real bad, I mean, I'm going to answer your question, but to me what's real bad is kids that don't get presents on Christmas. I think adults shouldn't get presents till the kids get all the presents. Because ain't that what it's supposed to be about? Even when you do turn 13 and you know there's no Santa Claus, it's still just for those years when you thought it was. That made life that much more better. And these days, like in the rhyme, it says, we grew up BC, before crack, you and me. We grew up way before all this crazy stuff happened with the AKs and AIDS and all of that. Imagine a rough Christmas with all of that and no Christmas. All of this that we got to go through for 365 days a year, and there's no Christmas. Because we know Christmas is relief day. So all of this with no relief day. That's hard. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of stress. That makes you go crazy. So I kind of forgot the question.
Wealthy people, they should be helping.
Okay, yeah. So to make it even, it's like, okay,
Sorry,
if you
just need
got...
to go back. So you're saying there is an unevenness. There's all these wealthy people that should be helped.
They should be helping.
Okay, yeah. So to make it even, it's like, okay, if you got $50, you can give somebody $5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know if it's been times I gave somebody, these little kids that was at the gas station. It impressed me that them little kids is like 14 and they pumping people's gas. Instead of like taking the money like I would think. That's the easy way. They pumping people's gas. And you know, people is cruel. They'll give you a quarter after watching you inhale vapors and everything. They'll give you a quarter for pumping gas. And I gave them little kids like $50. They was like, thank you, but that teaches them the worst. That teaches them that when you work hard and being responsible, there's a reward for that. And I think that just like I did that, corporations can do that. And on a big level, just, you know, imagine if a corporation just sent a representative and said, just go hang out in that playground. And when you tell them you see the one, whatever kid is the coolest and shares the ball or lets the most people play the basketball, we're going to give them a scholarship. You know how many things, because then that would bring hope. You know what I'm saying? There's no hope. And it's not going to be too many more Christmases without hope. You know what I'm saying? Not to make it just about Christmas. It's not going to be too many more days without hope. Because if there's hopelessness, there's revolution. And there's, you know, there's change. And if there's change, I mean, somebody's going to end up on the bottom. And that doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to be a we on bottom, you on top thing all the time. It could be just a let's spread.
Tupac is someone else, man. He's someone else. Fucking hell. He is in another fucking planet. Another planet. He's generations ahead. Generations ahead. And I can see now why people, well, I've seen for a while now, but it just keeps coming up on why people feared him. And I don't think it was just for his music. I really don't think it was just for his music. Although I think that played a massive part from a monetary value, East Coast, West Coast situation, given the fact he would have owned both sides. He would have. I'm telling you now, he would have got the rappers from the West and the East Coast together. Kingpin at the very top, man. But I think there's a lot of political stuff that he's talking about there. I'm thinking, that makes perfect sense. And I can't see any fault in what he's saying. You're telling that corporation to waste millions and millions of pounds on bullshit can't invest in one person to go and do that and give a scholarship. How much is a scholarship? Let's say it's $200,000. Let's say that for a split second. They're normally wasting millions. And now you give $200,000 to someone, you give them hope. You change your behavior. And you continually do that. You create your future. You create your future of people that are working hard. I'm going to be that next person. What do I need to do? You need to play the game right. You need to follow work ethics. You need to do things the correct way. But there's hope. That Christmas hope, as he put it. Tupac, man. Generally wish I could have interviewed that dude. I wonder what questions I would ask him. I don't know. I genuinely don't know at this moment in time. But just to be in his presence as he's talking and to absorb that. But like he said, it gets to the point where it's too late. And then your prophets die. fuck?